Hi there. Let's continue our discussion. So now we are going to start talking about different models and different strategies, which are one of my favorite and most interesting topics. But unfortunately, these do not have much weightage for your CMA examination. So please don't spend too much time on this. Just listen to my lectures. You will understand the concept. I'm pretty sure after the lecture, sorry, I'm pretty sure that after the lecture you wouldn't be even required to go through the textbook also. So beyond that, no, don't spend any time on this. Just note down the side headings of all these models and that is enough for you. You wouldn't be required to even go through the textbook for these models. All right, so let's start with that. So the first one is that Porter's generic strategies. So I gave it title as Porter's strategies, but let me just make it Porter's generic strategies. So what are Porter's generic strategies? Generic means which is useful for every company. There is no a kind of specialization or a specification for this. Porter's generic strategies can be used by anyone. Okay, so I'll keep it very short. He's basically telling you, Michael E. Porter. So he's basically telling you that a business can succeed in three different ways. Three different ways. What are the three different ways? One, you can focus on being the cost leader. What do we mean by a cost leader, sir? Means amongst all your competitors, you are offering the product at the lowest possible price. Okay, OnePlus for example, they were the cost leader at one point of time, not now. Now OnePlus phones are also 60,000, 55,000, something like that. So not that price leaders or cost leaders anymore. But initially when they launched, if you want that Snapdragon processor and all those high RAMs and all that stuff, they were offering at the lowest possible price. So they were the cost leaders at that point. So one, you can be a cost leader where you are selling the same product at the lowest possible price. Two, second strategy, you could be a you could focus on a product differentiation. Now what do we mean by product differentiation? You are offering something unique, right? You're offering something unique, as in like Apple. So when all other brands are stuck with Android operating system, Apple has its own operating system, iOS, correct? So now you might be wondering, sir, BlackBerry also had a own operating system, sir, BlackBerry OS. Why didn't they succeed as much as Apple? Whatever reasons, there is a complete case study on that, which we do in our advanced performance management paper of ACCA. There is a topic called as strategic drift. So where your company's strategy drifts away from the market strategy, when everybody are looking for smartphones and app stores, basically where you can download and install so many apps. BlackBerry did not have that support. Yes, they had a separate OS, separate operating system, but their app platform was not that developed. So people were not really much interested in that. When people want to use WhatsApp, BlackBerry was forcing them to use their what was that, BBM messenger, BlackBerry Messenger, BBM, yeah. So stuff like that. But unfortunately now, I keep telling this to my students who are Gen Z students and all. So they never used BBM, so they don't know. They don't even know BlackBerry Messenger. There is an app called BlackBerry Messenger. But now most of them, not most of them, almost all of them use Snapchat, maintaining these streaks. What was that? Delete the message after it is read once. Remove the image after it is viewed once, or whatever you are calling that. So even WhatsApp also implemented that view once options, right? So for your kind information, BlackBerry Messenger had these features and functionalities 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, BlackBerry Messenger had these features. So it was actually, initially it was a premium app. Then later they said that no need to make the payment, but only BlackBerry phones will have this app. Other users won't have it. And then later on they said, okay, Android users, we are developing an app for you also. You also can use BlackBerry Messenger, but it was too late. Anyways, let me focus back on this. So first strategy is being the cost leader. Second strategy is where you focus on differentiation, unique offering, unique product or unique service. The third one, if you are neither a cost leader or not a differentiation, you should use focus strategy. Focus means what? You are focusing on a closed group of people or a limited set of people. You are not focusing on an overall broad market. Niche, Niche, right? So you are focusing a target group of people and you are trying to make your sales or whatever it is. So that is called niche product or niche strategy. So Porter is asking you to use one of these three strategies. One is cost leadership, other one is differentiation, the third one is focus group. So again, in focus you can have a cost focus or you can have a differentiation focus. Cost focus means within a limited range of market you are focusing on being a cost leader. Differentiation means within a closed group of people, within a limited set of audience, you are trying to offer them something unique. Like for example, CMA classes are there. There are limited set of academies for CMA, right? At least at this point of time, there are not as many CA and ACCA colleges for CMA US, academies for CMA US. But anyways, so that's a niche group because it's not something that is applicable for everyone. Agree? So in this, GFX is coming with something unique, which most of the other institutes are unable to deliver, a quality service at affordable pricing. So that is what a cost focus strategy. We are a focus group. In that we are differentiation and cost. It's actually a mix of these two. So offering something unique at low price. So it's a mix of these two strategies. So you can see this Porter's generic strategies. So Michael E. Porter, he is saying only three. What are those? Cost leadership, differentiation and focus. One of these three can be applied. But again, within focus, you can either focus on cost or you can focus on differentiation. So you can see cost leadership. Firms aim to produce and sell products at cheaper price than the competitors. If you are trying to be the most affordable price product, then cost leadership. Differentiation means you are making something unique, stand out from your competition, that is differentiation. And narrow scope means you are not having a broad market, you are focusing on a limited set of people, that is either cost focus where target market is narrow and you are trying to provide the product at low cost, or differentiation within a targeted audience you are trying to offer them something unique, something new. So those are your 3+1 or whatever, however you want to call it, three strategies, generic strategies. So I have some explanation for all of this, you can quickly go through that. So first one, cost leadership. So basically this works for companies where there is tough competition and people are not expecting anything unique out of your product. They just needed something like, for example, washing powder. So people don't expect anything new out of washing powder. As long as it cleans the clothes, you are good to go. So there people focus more on cost leadership strategy, that would work there. So if your product is not something that is unique, then go for cost leadership, right? So how can you build cost leadership? One is you can build market share and other one is you can match the price of your rivals. What do we mean by market share? Market share means how much percentage of the overall product market did your company capture. Like for example, in Hyderabad, if there are 10 lakh biryanis ordered in a month, so out of this 10 lakh biryanis, how many did your company sell? If suppose you sold 6 lakhs biryanis, that means 60% of market share has been captured by you. So if you capture more market share, then economies of scale will be there. You can sell at a cheaper price. Other one is you can match the price of your rivals. Look at your competitor. What is the price that they are selling? Match that price. So there are some topics for you to read through, like when will it be successful and all that. I have already explained all that, so it doesn't matter much. But I want you to pay attention to something called as switching costs. Switching cost means the cost that is needed to switch from one vendor to another vendor. Okay, I'll make it very easy for you to understand. Suppose internet service providers are there. I hope all of you have Wi-Fi connection at your home. So now this internet connection, ISP, we call it as internet service providers, ISP. So this ISPs, they have right now in Hyderabad there are so many offers. Like for example, you have Reliance Jio, you have Airtel broadband fiber, you have Act Internet, you have Hathway, then there is Excel Media, so there is Pioneer. So there are so many internet service providers. So there is a cost competition going on amongst all of them. So all of them almost all price their packages very close to each other. There's 50 rupees here and there difference maximum. So now, if suppose currently I am using Act Internet, previously I used to use Reliance Jio. Then why did I switch? Because when I bought my new home, at that time this area did not have Jio fiber connection, so I had to switch. And then that is exactly why I'm talking about this point now. So it's been a year or more, and then I got a call from Reliance Jio saying that, sir, we are now providing services in your area. I was happy. Initially, I was happy, but then till date, it's been 2 years. But even now, I did not change the internet plan. The reason is very simple. There are a lot of switching costs associated with that. What are these switching costs, sir? Suppose if I have to change back from Act to Reliance Jio, so first of all, I have to get a new connection with Jio. Yes, I had my existing one, but then it's been 2 years. So what do you call? I throw away those routers and all that stuff. So I have to apply for a new connection. So there will be down payment that is needed for security deposit will be there. Then the most important one for me, the nonsense is that again I'll have to do all the wirings. Wiring means the installation and all that stuff. So they'll do now, yeah, they'll do. But what we did was for Act, we used the internal wiring system of the apartment. So there are no wires and all. It comes out of a port and directly plugs into the router. So there are no hanging wires everywhere. Now if I switch to Jio, then again I'll have to pull one wire from outside the window through the balcony, some hole and all that nonsense. So that nonsense inconvenience is there. And most important inconvenience is that I use smart devices throughout my home, Alexa, Google, smart lights, what was that, smart TVs and all that stuff. So now if I change my internet Wi-Fi, so I'll have to connect all my devices again to one by one. I have to connect all the devices back to the new Wi-Fi and set up all my all these apps and all. So it's basically too difficult or too much work to change the providers at this point. That is called as switching cost. So if you have to switch from one product to another product, the cost that will be associated. Now, so what does it have to do with cost leadership? If the switching costs are too high, people don't change their vendor. People stick with that even though it is slightly costlier. Now, even if Jio is offering me the same plan which I pay, currently I pay around 1200 or something per month. If Jio is offering the same plan for 1000 also, I won't be able to go back because 200 per month is fine rather than going through all this nonsense part for me. So like that. So if your switching costs are too high, then people don't switch the vendors. So it becomes even difficult for you to capture new customers or grab customers from your competitors. It becomes more difficult for you. And the second one is differentiation. Differentiation works when your product is more unique. So this does not work for commonly used items, frequently used items. So this only works for premium products. Like for example, Apple we discussed. So Apple is able to offer that differentiation because their products are premium. If Apple is also selling smartphones like Oppo and Vivo, like 8,000, 10,000 rupees smartphones, Apple will not be able to survive. Their costs are too high, right? So again, same. You can either follow the differentiation strategy. Sorry, I just blanked out for a moment there. So you can get your differentiation strategy either by building a more market share like Apple did. So capture your customers and build your market share, or you have to keep increasing your prices, because those are the only two ways. Either you have to have more volume, or you have to have more sales price. Otherwise your sales will not grow. Sales is calculated as units into price. Either you have to sell more units, means capture more market share, or sell at a higher price, means increase the price. So you have to follow one of these two. So then differentiation strategies, and then last one is focus or niche strategies. So focus or niche means, as we just discussed, you have a close group, small group of consumers, selected group of consumers will be there. So for them you are trying to sell your product, right? Okay. So here again, within this niche, you can have cost focus, or you can have differentiation focus, right? Now for your examination, what is the key takeaway for you? So the key takeaway is that no matter what strategy is chosen, it will not be successful if the company does not address the needs of its customers. That's the ultimate goal. A cost leadership strategy works when your customers are focused on cost. A product differentiation strategy works when your customers are looking for premium product or a unique product. That is when differentiation strategy will work. So ultimately, what is the mantra? Listen to your customer, know your customer, KYC, know your customer. Listen to them, understand their needs, and try to deliver to their needs. That is the only way for you to succeed in the market, right? So those are your Porter's generic strategies. I hope you got the complete picture on cost leadership, product differentiation, and focus strategies by Michael E. Porter. So I'll see you in the next lecture with the next set of tools that we are going to use. So just a quick glimpse. So what are the planning tools and techniques that we are going to use? We are going to talk about SWOT analysis for internal. Then we are going to go down and we are going to talk about Michael Porter's 5 forces for industry analysis. Then we are going to look at situational analysis, pest analysis, scenario planning, contingency analysis, competitive analysis. Where is contingency plan? Oh, next one, contingency planning. So these are all the topics that we are going to discuss about. Then last we will wind up with the BCG matrix, Boston Consultancy Group's growth and share matrix. Okay, so those are your topics for B1. Let's go through them all one by one. Okay, so I'll see you soon with the SWOT analysis lecture. Until then, keep smiling. Take care. Bye bye.